If you've ever been sitting there with your Parkinson's, confused, frustrated, and maybe even scared, just wishing you could ask someone real questions, those ones, the ones that keep you up at night? Well, you're in the right place and don't you go anywhere because today we are doing the top 5 questions last month in the comments from YouTube that people in our community were brave enough to ask. And one of them at the end, honestly, it stopped me in my tracks. It's something almost nobody wants to say out loud, but we all feel it. And if you stay right till the end, I promise you this, at least one of these questions is going to hit so close to home, you'll think you asked it yourself.
Welcome to Living with Parkinson's. The good, the bad, and the reality. Real talk, real life, real community with Bryce Perry. Let's begin.
Welcome back, everybody, and a special welcome to all the new viewers. Almost 1,000 of you joined us last week and 3,000 over this month. So I want you to know this is a place where we tell the truth about Parkinson's with a little humor and a whole lot of heart. And just so you know, every episode includes 2 things that matter really deeply to me. Besides just Parkinson's, obviously that matters a lot to me, but I do a solo spotlight. For those of you doing Parkinson's alone without a care partner, you need to know on this channel, you're seen, you're heard, and you matter here. And we also have Carmen's Care Partner Corner. Now, that's where my wife, my incredible wife, she talks to care partners because care partners need a voice too. And hey, before we jump any further into the video, please do me a favor. If you haven't subscribed, just subscribe. Come with us. We're on a journey to change the way the world sees Parkinson's disease. And you know what? Hit that like. Just smash that like, and let's just let this video go out to everybody out there. But let's get into the very first question. And here it is. This is from @CW5312. And the question was, how long does levodopa usually take to start working? All right. So, CW, that's a great question. I talk a lot about meds and levodopa on this channel. And thank you for trusting this community with your very first days after diagnosis. Your comment is important to us, and it's important to me. And I want to make sure that you get the right answer. And so here's the truth. I love talking about levodopa. Here's the truth. When you take levodopa, it has to travel through your stomach, through your small intestine, into your bloodstream, and then finally into the brain. It's kind of like sending a letter through 4 different post offices. There's a lot of steps before that message can arrive all the way to the top. Now, for most people, it kicks in somewhere between 20 minutes and an hour. But, usually 30 minutes is a sweet spot. But now here's the real life version of what I just said. When you're newly diagnosed, every minute feels like 5. You're watching the clock like it's like a countdown on the microwave, and you've got the popcorn on, and you want it, right? I remember sitting on my couch when I first started levodopa, stiff as a board, and thinking, okay, is it working? Am I broken? What if it doesn't work for me? And then slowly, and I do mean slowly, things started to loosen, but it's not perfect. It's not magic, but it's enough to let us breathe again. CW, I want you to hear this. Your body is learning something brand new. You're not late, you're not behind, and you're not failing. That's kind of a good place to bring in a bit of a solo spotlight here. Those of you doing Parkinson's on your own, this one's for you. When you don't have someone watching your off times or asking, hey, are your meds kicking in yet? Or did you take your meds? It can feel like the whole load is on your shoulders, because it really is. But if you're solo today, I want you to drop a solo strong into the comments, because people need to know that you're doing this and people can do it, that is doable. It's harder, but it's doable. Okay, let's move on to one that's a big myth. A lot of people are confused about this one. This is our question number 2, and it came from @MaryCune at 3339. And the question is DBS only helpful when your meds stop working? Wow, Mary, that's a great question. Thank you so much for asking. That's a question that a lot of people ask. It's on a lot of people's minds. So here's the truth. DBS is not a last resort. It's not something you wait for until everything else falls apart. And it's definitely not something doctors only use when meds stop working. Think of DBS like noise canceling headphones for your brain. When your brain circuits are firing too loud or too fast, DBS smooths them out, right? It doesn't add dopamine, but it stabilizes the chaos. And here's the part that most people don't know. DBS actually works best when your meds are still working, right? They just don't work consistently. So that's the sweet spot. Not too early and not too late. And yeah, you know what? Some people think that DBS is like plugging your brain into an electrical outlet. If only, right? Hey, Carmen, can you charge my tremors up to about 80% before dinner? No, it's not electricity powering your brain. It's actually calming the noise that the disease creates. Now, if this myth confused you too, drop a hey DBS is confusing in the comments just so Mary knows she's not alone. Okay, now let's look at a symptom that made me laugh when I first read it. And only only because I've asked myself the same thing over and over again. And this came from at splashes an eight. The question was, anybody else getting hives all the time? Is it the meds? Thank you, Splash Nate, for your comment. That was a good one. Is everybody getting hives? And I love this because every single person with Parkinson's has had that moment where we go, is this Parkinson's? Is it aging? Is it my meds? Is it because I ate breakfast too late? Did I eat a weird sandwich? What's going on? We've all been there. And Parkinson's should honestly come with a bingo card, right? Because you just never know. But let me give you some science in some English. Hives aren't a common PD symptom, but your medications, especially new meds or dose changes, can trigger allergic reactions. And Parkinson's itself puts your nervous system and your immune system on high alert. Like, so sometimes one of them overreacts and the other one goes like, oh yeah, let me overreact more, and your skin responds like it's like in the middle saying it's like auditioning for a drama series. It's like, oh, you guys are too much. I'm just going to break out in hives right now. I remember I once had this like really weird rash on my arm and I thought, oh, great. Parkinson's has moved to my elbow. Turns out it was laundry detergent. So, if you've ever blamed Parkinson's for something completely unrelated, drop a smiley emoji in the comments and let Splash and 8 know that they don't have to feel alone. But that's definitely a question that we all go through. Okay, from hives to bright lights. Question number 4 came from at my PlayStation 1993. And the question was, does light therapy help during off times? Well, my PlayStation 1993. Thank you for this one. That's a great question. I love your username, by the way. But light therapy is one of those things that everybody hears about, but nobody really understands. Now, here's the science. This is the science made Bryce easy version. Light therapy helps regulate your body clock. Okay, it's called your circadian rhythm. Better sleep, more stable mood, more predictable on times. Does it stop an off moment in the middle of it? No, but it can make those off moments less intense over time, and that's a positive. I always would take that as a positive. I actually bought one of those light alarm clocks, right, where the light comes on and it lights up. And at first, I'm like, okay, Bryce, what are you trying to? You're a house plant. I'm going to sit there in front of it. It's like I was photosynthesizing myself. But you know what? My sleep did improve, and and when my sleep improves, everything improves. So that's something that I think that we all need to try. And everybody needs to try it out for themselves. Some might work for some, it might not work for others. But for me, I do realize I get a better sleep. I wake up better in a better mood. So that's good enough for me. All right. And now this last question is one that hit me hard. And not because it's complicated, but it's emotional. Okay. And question number 5 is this. And it came from at Eating for Health XL8PR. And the question was, how can I help someone who won't ask for help? They always say they're just fine. Well, Eating Health, thank you for asking this comment or this question. I chose this final question because it's so real. And most people with Parkinson's do not say, I'm fine, because they're fine. We say it because we're scared of being a burden, or we don't want to look weak, or we're trying desperately to hold on to a little bit of independence. And that's why this next part is so important. And that is Carmen's Care Partner Corner. I thought this was right up her alley. I gave her this question, and here is what Carmen wrote, my wife wrote for me to say to you, to the care partners. To you. When someone loves you says, I'm fine, it doesn't mean you're not needed. It means they're scared. You'll see their struggle. They're trying so hard to hide. So instead of asking, do you need help? Try offering one small, specific thing. Want me to steady your hand? Want me to walk you while your meds kick in? Want me to carry your bag so you can stay balanced? And when they do accept help, even if it's a tiny bit, celebrate it, because that moment is trust. Huh. That's a good one, Carmen. That's awesome. And guess what? I almost stumbled there because I saw, something coming up here, but amazing. Those are the top 5 questions that we had last month, and they're powerful. They really are. And if you've got your own questions, drop it below because I am looking for questions that I always want to put in to the next ones. And if any of these answers hit home for you today, let let the person know who asked it. Just type in the comments. You can put their screen name in there and say, "Great question. I'm here for you. I've thought of that too." It would actually help them feel more inclusive to the community and help them when they're needed. But guess what? I noticed here Carmen has a Carmenism for you today. And here is what Carmen's Carmenism of the day is for you. And she says this: with Parkinson's, saying I'm fine is really just code for I'm doing my best not to scare you or myself. That's pretty good. Not bad. But as you know, I'm going to bring the heat. You bring one, I'm bringing the heat. Here we go. This is your Bryceism of the episode. With Parkinson's, half the battle is understanding what's happening. The other half is stopping yourself from Googling it at 3 a.m. And that's the battle. All right, there you go. That is your Bryceism of the day. If you like that one, hammer down, give me a heart, give me a like. And before you go, if you want deeper support and you want to be part of that live virtual studio audience the next couple of weeks here for the Beach Band interview, come join the Inner Circle. The link is in the description below. And if you're newly diagnosed or you're feeling overwhelmed, please check out the January boot camp. Boot camp, I put it out, a 6-week boot camp. It's everything I wish I had in my first 5 years after being diagnosed. It's a 6-week boot camp with me. And it's open. We're going to start again in January. So there is you can get involved, save your seat. The last one sold out really fast. We had 25 people. They're actually in it right now. It's amazing just seeing the growth and what's going on in those boot camps. And so come join 6 weeks with me. It's not too intensive. But it's well spaced out. But I promise you, if you have questions, all these questions you're hearing right now, I answered them in the boot camp. And why? Because I had the same questions. So just come hang out with me for a couple of weeks. You get free inner circle entrance. You come into the inner circle, come hang out, and the boot camp is awesome. So we are going to start reserving your seat now. And once they're full, and there's just a small deposit you can put down on it today to make sure that we get to hang out in January. And because you know what? I think January is going to be your year. It really is. And with that, you know what time it is. Until next time, I want you to keep showing up. I want you to keep being real. Keep asking questions. And whatever you do, you just keep doing life and you keep doing it today. And I'll see you on the next episode.
Parkinson's may be part of your life, but it doesn't get to define it. Thanks for listening to Living with Parkinsons, the good, the bad, and the reality. If this episode moved you, helped you, or reminded you you're not alone, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Want to go deeper? The Inner Circle is waiting. Monthly Zoom calls, 24/7 community, and a direct line to Bryce. You'll find the link in the show notes. Until next time, keep showing up and keep doing life today.